When the assassin became the doctor's salvation. Chapter 1. Raven Cross was the most feared assassin in the underground world, cold, ruthless, and utterly indifferent to men. Until 3 years ago, when she was ambushed and left for dead in a remote town on the Montana-Canada border. Dr. Marcus Chen, the local physician, dragged her back from death's door against all odds. For 2 years, she stalked him like a starving wolf fixated on its prey. But Marcus feared the blood-soaked world that followed her. He kept saying, "We're not right for each other." Until his grandfather suffered a sudden heart attack. Raven mobilized every connection she had, pulling the old man back from the brink of death. That was the moment Marcus finally surrendered. For 3 years, the small-town doctor who'd been content among his herbs and medicines died. What lived on was Mark, the man who handled her darkest affairs. But fate loved its cruel games. A month ago, he took a bullet meant for Raven from her enemies. She survived, but forgot him entirely. And Ryan Mitchell, the White Knight Raven had once desperately pursued, chose that exact moment to return. Without hesitation, Raven decided, this was her man, her heart's true desire. From then on, she collected rare cars from around the world for him, even infiltrated enemy strongholds to steal priceless treasures, all to win his favor. Marcus's world collapsed in an instant. He couldn't believe it was real. Not until this afternoon, when he finally understood he'd been nothing but a joke. Ryan had knocked over the only photo Marcus had of himself with his parents in Raven's study. The man looked terrified. "Mark, I didn't mean to, Before he could finish, Marcus backhanded Ryan across the face. Ryan clutched his cheek, looking shocked and innocent as he threw himself into Raven's arms. The woman's elegant brows furrowed. She turned and slapped Marcus without hesitation. "Who do you think you are? I suggest you learn your place." Marcus's blood pressure spiked. He stared at her in disbelief, pointing at the real culprit. "Then what the hell is he?" The woman didn't answer. She simply ordered her men to prepare the family punishment. Taking the whip from her subordinate, Raven didn't hesitate. She lashed Marcus with vicious force. When he collapsed unconscious from the beating, he remembered his early days in the organization. Her men had looked down on him, playing cruel pranks. It had been a small matter, but Raven had dealt with the offender harshly afterward. No one dared disrespect him again. Back then, she also called it family punishment. This whip tore open his flesh and shattered his heart. But he hadn't expected her to be even crueler now. Soon, cold water shocked him awake. On the study screen, a video played his grandfather being brutally whipped. The bloody images made his eyes burn with rage. "No." Marcus lunged at the screen like a madman, but was pinned to the floor, unable to move. He looked up, glaring at the woman. "Raven. That's my grandfather. Are you even human?" Raven bent down, gripping his chin, her eyes cold with warning. "Feeling the pain now?" "Marcus, didn't I warn you not to touch Ryan?" She released his face and straightened. "Next time, the video won't show whips. I'll make you watch as your grandfather gets fed to the wolves, piece by piece." His heart felt crushed. Marcus's pain was suffocating. He remembered everything. It had all been his delusion. On that stormy night when Grandpa was critical and the ambulance was stuck in mud, it was Marcus who appeared like a godsend, taking turns with his men to carry the old man on their backs for miles to the hospital. When local thugs cut off Grandpa's life-saving medication, it was Raven who led her people to destroy their hideout and brought him the medicine. When he went into the mountains alone to gather herbs and was surrounded by wolves, it was she who fought her way in, blood-soaked, to pull him into her arms. Every time, she came like an angel, pulling him from the depths of despair. He thought it was love, destined salvation. But now, for Ryan's trivial grievance, she could whip him in front of all her subordinates and use his only family member to torture him in the cruelest way possible.